Hey there everyone, thanks for tuning in again. Woody Bendle here from Next Level Growth Strategies. For this week's business tip, I'm going to share an incredibly powerful expression that is only 3 words. Well, it could technically be considered 4 words, and I'm sure that's going to spur some additional discussion and maybe even another video. Anyway, in my opinion, this expression probably isn't used as often as it should be, especially by business leaders. And there are some who absolutely refuse to use it in front of others. And that's a fascinating thing to me because the smartest and most ingenious people throughout history, the people who have provided transformational discoveries, I'm talking about people like Hawking, Einstein, Edison, DaVinci, and even Elon Musk, actually use this expression all the time. They actually sought opportunities to use this expression as often as they could. Embracing this expression or statement, or let's call it a declaration, is extraordinarily powerful, liberating, and empowering. So now you're probably thinking, okay, Woody, what is this magical expression? I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to share this with you in just a few seconds, so stick around because I know you are not going to want to miss out on this week's business tip. All right, welcome back everyone. Let's dive right on in. So what is this powerful, liberating, empowering, seemingly magical expression? This expression that has the ability to transform your business and help your organization deliver breakthrough solutions and innovations. I don't know. Really, that's it. That right there is the expression. I don't know. Let me ask you something. When's the last time you thought this or even said it? There's actually a good chance you did it just now. So not too long ago, I was having a conversation with someone who had recently been promoted to CEO of the company he'd been with for about 10 years. Over those years, he'd held different leadership roles, but now he was the CEO. And during our conversation, I asked him what the biggest difference was now that he was the CEO. His answer kind of surprised me a little, but I actually love the honesty and the vulnerability of it. He said one of the biggest differences was that literally overnight, people expected him to have answers to questions he'd never been asked before. And I love how he's responded to the team that he's now responsible for leading. His answer to some of these new questions that he now all of a sudden was getting was this: I don't really know. It's not like I all of a sudden became a genius. So there it was. He used that awesome expression, I don't know. Now, his following question might even be more powerful. Hey, you're getting a bonus tip here today. So his follow-up statement or question to I don't know was this: what do you think? What do you think? Now look, these two statements are incredibly powerful for a number of reasons, but in my opinion, as long as they are coming from an honest and genuine place, they can set a powerful tone for your organization's culture. Why? Well, first of all, you're saying that it's okay to not have an answer for everything. Now, I'm not saying that it's okay to not have the answers to things that you should have answers for. That's part of your job, right? But let's admit it, you are going to encounter things or new situations that you won't have an answer to. And if you want to take it a step further, you can encourage people to actively seek out things that don't make sense and start a conversation about why it doesn't make sense and what, if anything, you could or should do about it. But the second thing these two statements or questions can do for your organization is this. You're saying that we're a place that values everyone's ability to think and be resourceful problem solvers. And that right there is the hallmark of the most innovative companies and brands throughout history. Okay, so here's this week's business tip. In today's world, there's a ton going on all the time. It seems like more and more new things are being thrown at us faster and faster. And just keeping your head above water is getting harder and harder. And while times like this call for strong leaders and strong leadership, it doesn't mean that these new leaders have to be know-it-alls. In fact, I would strongly encourage you to not be a know-it-all. Know-it-alls have been proven to be pretty lousy leaders. They might put points on the board in the short run, but in the long run, they kill morale, ruin cultures, and destroy brands. They're awful listeners. They won't admit mistakes, and they tend to make a lot of them. They love hearing their own voice, and they're often condescending bullies who suck all of the oxygen out of their organizations and kill innovation. But the reality is this: nobody can know everything. And if you're wanting to create a culture that learns, that grows, that solves useful problems, that is truly innovative and will outpace your competition, do yourself this huge favor. Don't just use, but rather embrace and actively seek out opportunities to use these two powerful statements or questions. I don't know, and what do you think? Why don't you go ahead and say them with me right now? I don't know. What do you think? Get used to saying these more often, and if you do, you'll be amazed by what this will not only do for your organization, but also your career. So there you have it. That's this week's tip for getting your organization to its next level of profitable growth by creating clarity, alignment, and consistency. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time.